What's up, you guys? I'm not amazing, I'm just mediocre. Welcome back to the channel in this Apex Legends video, where we're going to be talking about the history of Dr. Alexander Knox, aka Caustic, the dark past he's trying to run away from, and the possible redemption lying in his future. Now, really quick, before we get into this video, if you want to stay up to date on everything Apex Legends, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell, especially with all the fun updates that are coming every single week with the season quests. There's so much evolution in the characters that they are putting in these texts, including Caustic has seen some character growth, not only through these quests, but developments that were foreshadowed this development on Twitter and other things as well. We're going to get right into that. So in the Caustic's official bio, they describe him in the past as a scientist named Alexander Knox, working at Humbert Labs, the frontier's leading manufacturer of pesticide gases. With a glut of pesticides needed to protect the growing frontier colony crops, Humbert Labs was constantly on the hunt for better and stronger formulas. Knox was one of their brightest scientists and worked day and night developing new gases, but to make sure they worked, he needed to test them on more than just inert tissue. He needed something living. As he toiled in secret, Knox began to see the beauty in his creations and their ability to destroy anything they touched. But the head of Humbert Labs soon discovered his gruesome experiments, and their confrontation ended it with the lab in flames and its chief dead. Today, Knox is missing and presumed deceased. Caustic, meanwhile, finds test subjects in the Apex games, where he puts his gaseous creations to work and observes their effects with great interest. So a very dark past that he has run away from, accused of the murder of the leader of Humbert Labs. Now, we actually have some official records around the death of Alexander Knox. They recovered a body that was burned beyond recognition. However, they could perform simulations that proved death occurred because of a toxic inhalant that was unknown at the time. Because of the unknown nature of this inhalant and the decomposition caused by the fire, they could not pinpoint the time of death. Some of the decomp suggested the decedent had been dead for weeks, but that directly contradicts the findings of other MEs who had clear time of deaths from bodies collected at the labs. There was one officer who did not seem to believe he was in fact dead. Officer Victor Maldera of Internal Affairs requested confirmation that the body was indeed Alexander Knox, currently wanted for the murder of Dr. Franklin Humbert. And while the damage that occurred in the postmortem explosion rendered the body almost unrecognizable, 2 fingers were found a few inches from the hand of the John Doe's corpse, severed by the impact of the blast. Those tests confirmed they belonged to Dr. Alexander Knox, and it was the recommendation of this chief medical examiner that Knox be declared dead. So it appears Dr. Alexander Knox had this confrontation with the head of Humbert Labs, Dr. Franklin. It ended up with Dr. Franklin's murder, and in order to cover this up, Dr. Alexander Knox blew up the labs and placed his severed fingers next to a body that he rendered unrecognizable, and therefore escaped the persecution of the police, and then continued his experiments in the Apex games. We can also put a time date on this, about 10 years before now. The death records state at the time of death, age of 38, and an official bio for Caustic states his age as 48. So it's been about a decade since these events, and he's just been going around in the Apex games causing all kinds of havoc and continually improving and testing his caustic gas. However, all that changed with the arrival of Wattson in the Apex games. Wattson, a young, brilliant scientist who was in fact the creator of the ring in Apex Legends, caught the interest of Caustic, and he has since softened his cold scientific exterior and taken on something of a father figure role to the young Miss Paquette. And we have proof of the softening of Caustic's persona via some teasers that were given to us back in the lead up to Season 4, in fact, where we're talking about Revenant, how and why he was going to be added to the games. We actually got a text message conversation between Jacob Young, the Syndicate representative, and Cheryl Amachi, the Hammond legal representative. They discuss the need for Apex Games to have a bad guy, and how Knox, their only previous bad guy, has actually lost his edge because he's taken a liking and a soft spot to Wattson. They recognize that he isn't bad enough anymore. He's losing his edge in their eyes, which makes the total sense the reaction that we saw after Hunt 2 in the season quest. Here we have Caustic standing over the gravely injured body of Wattson, who I can safely assume she's not going to die. I don't think any of the legends are actually going to die in the season quest. Besides, we have Lifeline, who can, she helped friggin' Octane get his legs back after they were blown off. So I have no doubt that they're capable of saving Wattson. But here we have still Caustic, who is once a cold, calculating mind brought to his emotional knees by seeing this image of this young lady who he cares so deeply about and has formed a father-like relationship with, that he unloads on Loba and absolutely she grabs her by the throat and throws her against the wall and threatens her to want to kill herself because he's gonna render her such a disgusting, ugly creature. That's how it there's no moment we've seen Caustic be cold and calculating and wanting to see death and observe death, but that was different. He didn't want to kill her. He wanted to make her suffer. He was super pissed because he's actually started to form this emotional relationship with Wattson, and this is incredible, man. I love this game, and I love how they are intersecting their story with the regular gameplay of the Battle Royale. I love Apex Legends for this, how they continue to weave the story into the game. It's why I love this game so much, and I hope you do too. If you love Apex Legends lore, once again, I ask you to subscribe to the channel and then hit that notification bell. Drop the like on this video if you enjoyed it, and then click the next video that you see on your screen. I have a whole Apex Legends lore playlist right there for you guys to pour through and eat up and enjoy. And if there's anything you want me to cover next, please let me know down in the comments section below. In the meantime, I'm not amazing, I'm just mediocre, and I'm out.